I want to focus my brief remarks up front today on some of the supply chain issues that this situation exposes and draw from some of the work that I did previously at FDA, as well as what we seem to be learning in the setting of this current outbreak. Wuhan in particular in the Hubei province was a center for production of pharmaceutical ingredients, but not pharmaceutical ingredients that we typically think of when we think of the active pharmaceutical ingredients that go into manufacturing drugs and into what we call the fill finishing process, actually taking the raw ingredient of the drug product itself and putting it in a tablet or a capsule. Typically, a lot of the API is manufactured, some of it in China, a lot of it's manufactured in India, some of it in Europe and the US. The fill finishing work, actually taking that active pharmaceutical ingredient and turning it into a capsule or a tablet, that's often done in the United States or in countries like Ireland. What goes on in China, the kind of production that they have, is actually making the starting materials for the active pharmaceutical ingredient. So the first chemicals that go into the API is oftentimes what's made in China. And in many cases, China is the sole source for that material. A lot of the materials that were manufactured in Wuhan actually got shipped to India, where the Indian generic companies did the manufacturing of the active pharmaceutical ingredient. And what we're finding now is that in many cases, China was the only supplier of these raw ingredients. And so what we've identified through this episode is a critical choke point in the supply chain for pharmaceuticals, and some critical pharmaceuticals. A lot of anti-infectives that are manufactured, generic anti-infectives that are manufactured in India, the starting ingredients that go into those intermediate products of the anti-infectives are actually manufactured in China.
Drug, anti-infective. Something capable of acting against infection by inhibiting the spread of an infectious agent or by killing the infectious agent outright. Anti-infective is a general term that encompasses antibacterials, antibiotics, antifungals, antiprotozoas, and antivirals. Listen up, people. This is very important.